By September 2025, the US FDA had logged 20,587 adverse event reports tied to Ozempic, 9,031 serious and 252 deaths. Researchers found that semaglutide users face a 3.67-fold higher risk of gastroparesis than people not on the drug. Commonly reported side effects include persistent nausea, constipation, and diarrhea. If you think that's bad, just wait, because the real scandal is what happens after you start taking it. In Denmark, a population-wide study tracked 77,310 first-time semaglutide users seeking weight loss. It found that over half stopped within a year, 18% quit by 3 months, 31% by 6 months, and 42% by 9 months. Younger adults were 48% more likely to abandon treatment, and people in low-income areas were 14% more likely to quit. Researchers attributed this attrition to high costs, about €2,000 per year, and unpleasant gastrointestinal side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. By 3 years, only 8.1% of GLP-1 users remain on therapy. Stopping the injections often triggers a rapid return of weight. An analysis of 11 clinical trials found that patients typically regained all the weight they lost within 10 months of discontinuing GLP-1 drugs. Semaglutide and tirzepatide users lost around 16 kilograms but regained 9.6 kilograms within 20 months, meaning they were on track to regain everything. Another meta-analysis reported that weight regain starts 8 weeks after discontinuation and continues for around 20 weeks. The same study showed that participants who took tirzepatide for 36 weeks regained almost half the weight previously lost after switching to a placebo. Individual stories echo the statistics. Content creator Remy Bader said she gained back double the weight and her binging worsened after stopping Ozempic. These data reveal a grim reality. Ozempic is not a quick fix. Most people can't tolerate the side effects or afford the monthly bill and end up quitting, often regaining their weight and more. This unsustainability makes the drug's soaring popularity, spurred by celebrity endorsements and social media trends, all the more problematic. The legal fallout is immense. By September 2025, more than 2,676 personal injury lawsuits alleging gastroparesis, ileus, or intestinal obstruction were consolidated in a federal multi-district litigation, with lawyers predicting up to 10,000 cases. A California woman who took Wegovy sued after developing ileus and gastroparesis and accused Novo Nordisk of aggressively marketing the drug while downplaying its dangers. Plaintiffs across cases allege that manufacturers failed to warn about severe injuries including vision loss, bowel obstruction, necrotizing pancreatitis, and stomach paralysis. In August 2024, the European Medicines Agency ordered updated warning labels for semaglutide products to include the risk of non-arterial anterior ischemic optic neuropathy, known as NAION. The agency's safety committee later concluded that NAION is a very rare side effect affecting up to 1 in 10,000 people, and that semaglutide doubles the risk compared with other drugs. NAION is the second most common cause of optic nerve blindness after glaucoma. Regulators now advise patients to stop treatment immediately if vision deteriorates. These warnings show that the drug's risks extend far beyond stomach upset. The craze has reached sports. In 2024, the World Anti-Doping Agency added semaglutide to its monitoring program, meaning anti-doping labs now test athletes' blood for Ozempic and Wegovy. WADA tracks substances that may boost performance or endanger athletes' health. Nutrition experts warn that athletes using semaglutide off-label to cut weight could suffer slower recovery, severe muscle soreness, and dehydration. The U.S. Anti-Doping Agency emphasizes that semaglutide isn't yet banned but is monitored to detect patterns of misuse. If performance benefits emerge, GLP-1 drugs could join the prohibited list, adding another controversy to an already sprawling saga. The FDA has warned that counterfeit Ozempic pens are circulating through legitimate supply chains. On April 3, 2025, Novo Nordisk told regulators that hundreds of fake 1 mg pens had been distributed outside its authorized channels. Days later, the agency ceased them. Since 2023, regulators have seized thousands more counterfeit units, discovering fake labels and unsterile needles. Patients are urged to avoid products with suspicious lot numbers and to buy only through licensed pharmacies. Global shortages from 2022 until February 2025 spurred some compounding pharmacies to produce semaglutide. However, the FDA warns that GLP-1 drugs must be kept cold, and that many compounded versions were shipped warm, degrading the active ingredient. By July 2025, there were 605 adverse event reports associated with compounded semaglutide and 545 reports for compounded tirzepatide. Experts emphasize that compounding should be reserved for rare cases of allergies and that many online sellers operated illegally during the shortage. Social media has turned Ozempic into a pop culture phenomenon. On TikTok, the hashtag Ozempic has amassed millions of views. An estimated 33% of Ozempic prescriptions in 2023 were for off-label weight loss, and younger adults were especially prone. Celebrities including Chelsea Handler, Oprah, and Amy Schumer have publicly praised the drug without mentioning risks like nausea, pancreatitis, thyroid tumors, or blindness. Regulators struggle to enforce advertising rules on 15-second influencer clips, allowing hype to eclipse caution. This enthusiasm not only drives legal prescriptions, but also fuels a dangerous black market for counterfeit and compounded products. Semaglutide is a GLP-1 receptor agonist. It mimics a gut hormone, increases insulin production, suppresses appetite, and slows gastric emptying. For people with type 2 diabetes, this mechanism lowers blood sugar, reduces cardiovascular events, and protects kidneys. For individuals with severe obesity under medical supervision, it can induce substantial weight loss and improve hypertension and sleep apnea. But the same action that reduces hunger can paralyze the stomach. When gastric emptying slows too much, patients can develop gastroparesis, severe nausea, vomiting, and abdominal pain, and semaglutide users have a 3.67-fold higher risk of this condition. Other reported adverse effects include pancreatitis, gallbladder disease, hypoglycemia, and vision loss. The world experienced prolonged semaglutide shortages from 2022 until February 2025 due to unexpected off-label demand. During this period, patients sought compounded and counterfeit products, sometimes leading to the adverse events mentioned above. Even after supply improved, long-term adherence remained dismal. Only 8.1% of users persisted for 3 years, while 37.5% switched drugs, and persistence rates varied widely across brands. These figures underscore the unsustainability of treating obesity with injections alone. While patients wrestle with side effects and soaring costs, drug makers enjoy enormous profits. In the first half of 2025, Novo Nordisk's diabetes and obesity portfolio grew 16% to 145.4 billion Danish kroner, with 64.5 billion kroner from Ozempic and 36.8 billion kroner from Wegovy. Yet growth slowed enough to prompt the company to cut its sales outlook. Competitor Eli Lilly is eroding market share with its own GLP-1 drugs. This commercial context explains the aggressive marketing, celebrity endorsements, and slow regulatory response. Despite the controversies, semaglutide isn't useless. For people with type 2 diabetes, it lowers HbA1c, reduces cardiovascular events, and may improve kidney health. In patients with severe obesity under medical supervision, it can produce sustained weight loss and improve blood pressure and sleep apnea. However, these benefits materialize only when the drug is prescribed according to clinical guidelines, sourced from legitimate pharmacies, and paired with lifestyle changes such as diet, exercise, and stress management. Doctors urge patients to monitor for vision changes and to discontinue therapy if serious side effects occur. Ozempic's meteoric rise exposes the collision of science, marketing, and culture. A medication that genuinely helps diabetics has been transformed into a fad diet injection. Millions of users quit within months due to cost and side effects, often regaining weight soon after. Lawsuits, blindness warnings, doping controversies, counterfeit scams, and massive profits add layers of complexity. Knowledge is power. Share this video so others know the full story. Comment below. Do you think weight loss injections are worth the risks? And subscribe to Hidden Dose for more investigations. Remember, health is a marathon, not a miracle shot.